Hello, all of you. In the previous session, we completed all these slides and we completed this hierarchical view, static view components, dynamic view of the system components, layers of the computer system, and views of the operating system. Here we stopped. Normally, we discussed here there are three different classical views of the operating system. The first one is the resource manager, the second one is the control program, and third one is the command executor. So operating system can be viewed as the resource manager, where it can manages and allocates the resources. It can manages memory. It can manages the other programs, how to handle, how to run all the programs. It can manages. So it can called as the resource manager. And the next one is called as control program. It controls the execution of the other programs, for example, input-output programs and user programs and all. And the next one, it can act as the command executor. So at the command line interface, you can execute the set of the commands here. So it can be represented as the command executor. So one by one we see what is the meaning of the resource manager. The resource manager manages the multiple programs, multiple resources, and allocate the resources and conflict the request among the resources. All these the issues of the resource manager. And next one, how OS can be act as the resource manager. See here in this particular diagram, this is the entire computer system. And this one is the operating system software. This is the program's data and processor. Input-output controllers are given here. And all these are the input-output devices, how these are controlled. And here it is the storage. So the entire operating system manages the resources like this. It can control, it can manage like this. Here it can control the input-output devices. Here it can control the storage with the on behalf of the memory and the processor. So the next one is command executor. The command executor by default in our Linux operating system is nothing but the command line interface. It is the interfaces between it acts as the interface between the user and the machine, and it provides the interface where the user can type his own command and he can get his own output. So the default Linux operating system and Unix operating system, the command executor is nothing but the command line interface. So what are the various definitions that are given to the operating system? See here, there is no universally given definition. Whatever definition is there that is relevant, that is acceptable in the case of the operating system. The very first primary definition that we have seen is it acts as a platform where we can run all our programs. Those are user programs, input-output programs, system programs, whatever it is. And the next one is it acts as an interface between the user and the system. And one more thing is the program that runs all the times on the system is called the kernel. Kernel is considered as the heart of the operating system and as well as the center core of the operating system. So how the kernel will look like here now we are going to see. See here, these are the processes, this is the kernel, and these are the devices. See, in the kernel can handle all the kinds of the things, that is scheduler, disk driver, storage manager, envelope, all these things. Kernel can handle multiple services of the operating system. It can also be considered as the center core of the operating system. The next, this unless there is no kernel, there is no operating system. So it can be considered as the center core where it can handle multiple number of the programs. Next, we need to talk about the command line interface. By default, our Linux is the command line interface. So whatever command you give at the command prompt, the command prompt can be given to the shell, and shell can interpret that particular command and gives the output to the user. So one more important thing we need to talk about is nothing but the shell. Shell is considered as an interpreter. So all we are aware of the translators, those are compilers and interpreters. You know what is the meaning of the interpreter, that is line by line execution can be done with the help of the commands. So this shell is nothing but one kind of the interpreter. So there are many number of the shells are there. Bash shell, C shell, K shell, TC shell, WSH and bash. All these are the various kinds of the shells that are available vendor specific. So what is a shell? What are the utilities? Now we are going to see. See, this diagram depicts the lowest most part of the operating system is nothing but the hardware, and this hardware is connected to the kernel, and kernel is connected to two different things. One is the utilities and one is the shell, and the shell is directly connected to the user. So how the ordinary user can interact with the computer system with the help of the shell is nothing but the shell act as the intermediate thing between the user and the center core of the operating system. What is the center core of the operating system or heart of the operating system is nothing but the kernel. The user can directly connect it to the operating system with the help of the shell. The shell is the intermediate thing that sits between the user and the center core of the operating system. He can interact with the operating system with the help of the shell. Whatever the commands he wants to give, he can give at the command prompt itself. These commands can get interpreted. Whatever programs he wants to write, he write the programs, and these programs can be interpreted with the help of the shell, and he can get the appropriate output. Next, what is a CLI? CLI, all of you know, that is nothing but command line interface. Directly we can enter the command at the command prompt. So what are the various things, what are the various functionalities of the CLI? Now we are going to see. See here, it primarily fetches a command from the user and executes it, and sometimes commands built in, sometimes just names of programs. So there are various kinds of the commands we have. So some of the commands are built in, some of the commands are names of the programs. That means we can execute the multiple number of the programs which are given as user defined names. Next, this is called as the Linux system layout. This entire diagram represents the Linux system layout. The lowest most part always the hardware, and the next one is nothing but the Unix kernel, and this is the service layer. Service layer and Unix kernel are both highly integrated, and the latter one is nothing but command layer or the shell, where the user can interact and sends his commands to the shell, and the topmost layer is nothing but the user. So this entire view is called as the Linux system layout. Remember always, the lowest most part is the hardware here, and the topmost part is the user here, and the intermediate parts are only two. The service layer and Unix kernel are integrated parts, and the next one is shell. Next, the general architecture of the shell. This architecture is also considered as the layered architecture and as well as the circled architecture. In this architecture, here also as in the previous diagrams we have discussed, here also we have seen the lowermost is nothing but the hardware, and the next level is nothing but the kernel, and the next level is system call, interface, and next one Unix commands and as well as the libraries. What are the user written application programs? What are the user programs? All are there at the top layer or the uppermost layer. So one by one we will see. All of you aware of what is the meaning of the hardware, and the next one is kernel. Kernel is nothing but the heart of the operating system and as well as center core, where it can access the services and provide the services and access and provide the services, and as well as also can handle the multiple number of the programs. That is nothing but the kernel. And the next one is system call, interface. What is the meaning of the system call? First we need to see what are the service points that are offered to the users by the operating system is defined as a system call. So there are so many number of the system calls like open, close, like that, write, read. There are multiple number of the system calls. See, this is one of the system call. This is one of the system call interface, where you can give all your system calls to the kernel. And the next one is Unix command, libraries, all the user programs, applications, interpreters like shell, all will be laid at the topmost layer here. So this is considered as the general architecture of Linux operating system. The next one, general architecture 2. See, this is the detailed diagram where the architecture is completely represented. Here also the same, the lowest level is nothing but the hardware, and the next level is nothing but the kernel. You know all of you. And the next level is what? what are the various things. In the previous diagram, what it is actually, in the previous diagram, it is system call interface we have seen. Here, what are the various kinds of the system calls? How the system calls can be handled with the help of some set of the commands. All this can be clearly given here. See, other application programs are lies at the top of the layer. See, here, who, NRF, CPP, COMP and compilers and the language interpreters, all these are given here in the system call interface, and remaining are lies at the other application programs. See, shell also included here in this particular interface only. In some places shell also included here, but we can include shell in the last but one layer only. Here only we can. System call interfaces only we can include our shell. Next, we are going to talk about what are the various features of the Linux operating system. All we are aware of, Linux is one kind of the multi-user and multi-processing operating system where we can give the commands, where we can store our files, where we can interact with one to another. It is a highly secured operating system rather than the Windows. One more speciality in the Linux operating system is each and every user is connected to the server, and each and every user can feel himself that he is only connected to the server. That is one of the speciality, and each and every user can have his own login and password. Highly secured operating system, Linux operating system is. So this is the introduction of our Linux operating system, and now we are going to see what are the various features of the Linux operating system. All we are know that is Linux is a multitasking. It can handle multiple number of the tasks at one single point of time like Windows. And next one, it is multi-user operating system. Not only one single user, it can handle multiple number of the user requests at the one single point of the time. Okay. And next one is portable. So it is platform independent. It cannot run only one single platform. It can run on multiple number of the platforms. And next one is time sharing. Next one already we have discussed, that is security. What is the meaning of the time sharing is the processes can be time shared one after another. And the next one is security. High security is provided to the users by providing their own username and passwords. And next one is hierarchical file system. Here it is a specialty of the Linux operating system. The file system is the hierarchical file system. How it is now we are going to see in the later classes. Okay, all these are the very important features of the Linux system, and it also include the memory input output devices and files also. So it can handle multiple number of the files in the file systems. How the files can be organized in the file system, that we are going to see in the next PPT. Here one thing we need to discuss, that is the kernel. Once again, all we are aware of what is the meaning of the kernel. It is a heart of the operating system. And it is some kind of the code written while we are developing the operating system, and it is embedded into the hardware, and it can handle multiple number of the services of the operating system. So each and every operating system can has one kernel, and that is automatically loaded into the memory, and it is connected directly to the hardware. All these things are nothing but the important concepts of the kernel. So finally, what is the kernel? Conclusion is the center core of the operating system. Unless there is no kernel, there is no operating system. The next is shell. All we are aware of the shell. What is the meaning of the shell? That is an interpreter. So it is a program that sits in between the kernel and as well as the user. So it can handle the user requests, user commands, whatever it is, and it can process. So it can interpret. That means line by line execution. It can process the user commands. See, the Unix operating system, all of you we aware of the command line operating system it is. So command line operating system means at the command prompt itself we can type our commands and we can get our outputs. Normally the command prompt in the Linux operating system can be displayed as this dollar or the percentage symbol. Okay. Next, what are the various kinds of the shells of the Linux we have? The first one is Bourne shell, the second one is C shell, and the next one is nothing but Korn shell or KSH. See, Bourne shell BASH is most widely used, and C shell along with the C programming language we can use, and K shell is nothing but POSIX operating systems. For this we are going to use. Apart from this, we have multiple number of the several shells. The most widely used shell is BASH, that